is good? What is going on? What is cracking? I'm Philly Foothills, and I am back in another great East Meets West podcast with my boys here, Vic 3 and AK Eagles of Eagles Uncensored podcast. Hey, what's going on, my guys? How are we feeling this morning? I know we don't have an Eagles game. We got to wait till tomorrow, but I don't think it's too early to wear this shirt. Do you guys? You guys think it's too early to wear this shirt? I don't. Definitely not. But yeah, it's Cowboy Hate Week, absolutely. But how you guys feeling this morning? How we doing?
I'm feeling good. I seen that the news of Collins, that bribery news. I woke up with a joke in the morning. Like, how can you not have a good day when you start off like that?
Right?
Yeah, man, I feel good. Tomorrow night we get to see our team play, and I think it's going to be a lot better than what people expect. So, I'm all excited.
Yeah, definitely. And the teams both have injuries, issues, things like that on both sides. But Vic, you were talking about? Were you talking about Liddell Collins?
Yeah, man. He tried to bribe. What was it? The person who was giving him the urine analysis or whatever, or the drug analysis. That's wild. Like, just take the hit, take the punishment. Why would you make it worse on yourself?
Did that news just come out this morning?
Yeah, it came out this morning.
So he's going to be facing further suspension then, obviously.
Oh well, with that, I've never heard of a bribery so far. So just for me, you know how they act when it's the first time. It's going to be an overreaction. So I'm assuming it's going to be the season.
It could, yeah. I mean, that's very, very possible. I would definitely think so.
Like, that's serious.
Yeah,
you try to bribe an official, even though they're just there to collect urine or whatever the case may be. Like, that's an NFL official. Like, they came to do some official business. You try to bribe them. You try to go above and beyond the system. I'm pretty sure they're not going to, take kindly to that.
Right. Yeah, I don't think so either. And I mean, from what I've seen so far, the Cowboys' offensive line it seems to be holding up pretty well without him. So maybe that's not as big of a loss as as we're making it out to be. But we'll see as time goes on. It's definitely gonna show its true colors. But yeah, I mean if he's out for the season, that could be a big loss for them. Definitely.
Well, the Cowboys, they should more than expect it, because if you remember when he was drafted, I really don't think he was drafted off because of drug issues, if I'm not mistaken. So, sooner or later, if you're Dallas and you're taking these risks, you got to understand, you got to come up with the consequence. You got to pay the consequences sometimes. And this is what happens.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, don't forget, we're working with our own struggle right now, too, losing Mailata this week. So,
yeah,
that one hurts.
Definitely does. Absolutely. Yeah. And shout out to the people in the live stream so far in the chat. BLSG.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Big Play Slay. You guys are, like I always say, you guys are the food in the water to the channel. Without you, it does not continue to exist. And I say that for the podcast as well. You guys are what keeps it going. So thank you so much for the support. Philly Girls 7_76. Thank you as well. She said, "Hey now, Dallas still stinks." Absolutely. Let's go get that victory tomorrow. Hopefully, definitely it's going to be. I think it's going to be a tough one, but we'll see. Big Play Slays in the house. Sonic 2.25 is also in here as well. Problems in Jerry World. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's the usual. Pretty. There's always usually some kind of drama going on in Jerry's World. That's for sure.
Jordy Fighter. Man, you keep on drafting people with rap sheets. Hey, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Exactly. Jalen Williams, what's going on? One Trey Rock, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you guys being here. Definitely. So the like AK just mentioned a few seconds ago, how are you guys feeling about the loss of Jordan Mailata? It's obviously it's a prime opportunity for Andre Dillard to step up and show us what he can do in game. Thrown in kind of somewhat last minute because that injury was like later in the week. But so how you guys, AK, how are you feeling about that?
I mean, it's a little more scary now. because I mean, at first with my lot over there, I was confident, because they were talking all their crap about Parsons, and I was like, he's a rookie, and you want to put him up against Lane, and how can you say he's going to beat him? And but now you have Dillard over there, and if they're smart, they'll put Parsons on Dillard, because I believe Parsons would have a heyday with him. I mean, we've all seen it. He's not the best. And, if he could prove us all wrong and hold them off and he has a good game, well, I'll be shocked. But I don't feel as comfortable now. Dillard protecting Hurts's blind side scares me a little bit. I do not want my quarterback to die. But, it is what it is at this point. You can't do anything about it,
Right. So, Vic, what are your thoughts on Dillard starting at left tackle?
For me, you know me, man. I've been talking about Dillard and my dislike and my disdain of the way he treats the game for how long now. This is very worrisome. I mean, you're talking about this took place Thursday, I believe. Thursday's practice into Friday.
Yeah.
We found out on Friday, so we found out a little late. So I'm pretty sure they didn't want to say anything because now they're scrambling to set up another game plan. You're going to need to keep a tight end to assist Dillard if Sirianni's smart. I mean, you're going to want to have some kind of protection. You want to help him out in some way. Do anything you can because right now that left tackle spot is a vulnerability. And like you said, Michael Parsons will be lined up there. Even though he's a rookie, that kid can work on you. I mean, he might make Dillard and the Eagles look stupid tomorrow. Or if we're smart, like I said, we got to help the kid out. We got to give him some protection. We got to keep a tight end. I would prefer Goddard because he's a better blocker than Ertz, or whatever the case is. If you need a running back to come in here and chip, whatever you need to do, it needs to happen because that is a major weakness. You can't overlook that. You can't think that, especially with Dillard, that the next man up is going to be able to take care of it. We've seen it. He's not. You can't have that thinking, well, he should be able to get it going by then. No. You got to take a look you got to look at it this way. We have a vulnerability, and we got to make sure that gets secured and shored up as much as possible during this game, because that's Jalen Hurts' blind side. Right now, you're not only risking a loss, you're risking your quarterback and his health.
Yeah.
So you got to help the guy out tomorrow. No matter what you do, you can't overlook that. You need to help out Dillard tomorrow. That's a major point of weakness for us right now.
I mean, would you go as far to saying, and I know this is ridiculous, but I mean, it is kind of about keeping Hurts healthy for the remainder of the season, and who knows, we might get Mailata back next week. So, would you go as far to saying as even maybe possibly subbing in an extra lineman for the tight end position to give him that extra help over there?
Yes, I would. Like anything you could come up creatively, any which way. If it's a lineman, if it's tight end, like I said, if it's a running back coming through chipping, whatever you need to do, you need to do it. You know what I mean? This is a serious game. We can't come out of this week 1-2. You know what I mean? You're starting downhill now. You had a good game with Atlanta. You had a subpar game with San Francisco. You get beat against Dallas. Now we're going to have an issue. Now we're going to start hearing rumblings. Now we're not going to be looking into Sirianni thinking that he has everything figured out, because right now then it won't look like he has everything figured out. He's not putting players in the best position, because we know right now the position that Andre Dillard is in right now is a very vulnerable position.
Yeah.
We got to do something.
Yeah. So I mean, we obviously the Eagles could do that. What you said, AK, and that's a pretty good idea. Definitely if if they could possibly put who would they put out there? Probably they'd probably put
you have Herbig, you got Driscoll,
Toth, even or Tooth, even or I don't know how to
any of them.
Right.
You can throw anyone there at any time.
Yeah. So they would just have to be an eligible receiver, right? Because they can't have six offensive linemen on the field at once, right?
Yeah.
So that's like any kind of goal line play. Let's throw an extra lineman on that side just to be careful.
Yeah, just to use him to block. I mean, yeah, he might be playing a receiver role, but he's technically blocking.
Yeah. I mean, if that's what it takes, definitely I wouldn't be opposed to that, because I think that would help. That could help in the run game definitely too. So
yeah,
So yeah, they obviously both teams have some issues with the offensive line, that them not having their starting right tackle, us not having our starting left tackle. That's kind of, to me, that's kind of a push there. I know they've been, like I said, I know they've been performing pretty well. I mean, they're 1-1 so far. It's not like they blew the Chargers out of the water, and I think the Chargers are going to be, a perennial playoff team this year. So, I think their defense, this Cowboy defense, is definitely vulnerable. Don't you guys think so? I mean, we got to be.
Maybe.
I think Devontae is definitely poised for a big week this week.
Yeah, definitely. Their line has a little weakness coming in. The linebacking core is going to be weakened by moving Michael Parsons out the way, and we already know about their cornerback situation. They have one good cornerback. That's the guy who we figure is going to be matched up on Devontae Smith all night. But who's to say? Because you know what? They might move him all around too. Because you got to contain Quez Watkins somehow, even though they might not respect Jalen Rager. That's another option we might go to. You know what I mean? They don't know what's happening. They have one good cornerback for 3 receivers. Now, granted, they haven't done much, but they have potential to do something. Again, that goes back to Sirianni. Hopefully, he puts them in good position so that way they can perform. But at the same time, it's all going to come down to mental mistakes and how much you want. Because at this point, everyone knows the playbook. Everyone knows. Everyone has their responsibilities. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's been through practice. We ran through it already. We know what we need to do. Now it's you got to go out there and perform. Now it all goes back to mental mistakes, and making sure that, you're on the ball when you're out there. You got to perform well. That's all it's going to boil down to for this game, at least for us on our end.
Yeah, I mean, in my eyes, man, they got 2 options. One, you're going to go out there and you're going to trust Diggs one-on-one against Smith. And one of these guys are going to come away with a win, whether that's Smith or whether that's Diggs, and you're going to find out who's the real one. All right. Or 2, you can go out there and play it safe like the 49ers did last week, and you can double team him. But if you double team him, Jalen Rager and Quez Watkins are just going to feast all day long on the other side, And then you also have Ertz and you have Goddard in the middle. It's just going to open up so much, and then Miles and then Hurts, So, like I said, I don't know how they plan on playing it. I hope they man them and just literally let them one-on-one play, because I want to see that matchup. I want to see Smith versus Diggs, and I want to see who wins. And I have a pretty damn good idea who wins that. But
right, I mean, the Cowboys. So the Cowboys are they're going to be without defensive end Dorrance Armstrong. He's out. He has an ankle. Offensive tackle Ty Deschke, I think I said that right, and then defensive end Carlos Watkins, and doubtful is safety Donovan Wilson. So that's a little bit of an issue for them as well. But they also lost Keanu Neal to COVID. He caught the COVID, so they're already thin at linebacker with moving Parsons to defensive end. So definitely, and they did get a little bit of a help, right? They got somebody back from the COVID list, did they not? One of their other defensive ends. I can't think of his name right now, but
was it Gregory? Randy Gregory?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So they got. Go ahead, Vic.
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be up to, I think, definitely whoever wins the turnover battle tomorrow night. And we really got to start getting some turnovers. We got to get pressure on Dak. We can't let him sit back there and just pick apart our secondary, because we're going to be. It looks like Rodney McLeod's still out as well. That's our 2 missing pieces for tomorrow. Basically, is McLeod and Mulata. So we're definitely going to have to roll with what we got.
No, I feel you, man. I mean, if you look at all of our games that we've ever played Dallas in the past, whether we've been really crappy or we've been really good, both of us, this team and these games, they've always been destruction. I mean, we go out and we destroy each other every year, and it's kind of like a Hall of Fame game for us, because it's like our 2 games of the year that we truly care about. It's when the Eagles play the Cowboys. And, you're going to get the best out of your players during these 2 games. So, I believe this is going to be a win in the trenches type game. Whoever wins up front is who wins this game, hands down.
Yeah, Jalen hit it right nail on the head when he put that comment up, man. It's all about our defense and how they're going to perform. Our offense, they can speak for themselves, but for the defense, there's a lot of question marks. Will this line show up? Will this line create pressure? Will the linebackers do what they need to do? Will Eric Wilson show up to play? Will Kayvon Wallace show up to play? There's a lot of question marks on this defense. A lot of back and forth has been said, between fans, but no one's really looking at what's the product going to be on the field. We got a lot of injuries going on. We have a lot of uncertainty. Let's take a look at what's really going on. This is going to be a hard-fought game. This isn't going to be something high-scoring. This is going to be a slobber knocker. I mean, these two teams hate each other. And, Jalen Hurts is coming home. I'm pretty sure he's going to show out, perform. There's a lot of pressure put on the rookie, Devontae Smith, because past couple of games, we've seen some flash, but we haven't really seen much. And, again, everyone's talk is this is his old running mate in practice. Now we're in the NFL. Has anything changed? Has the student become the master, or has the master just keep on excelling? We'll find out on Monday.
Yeah, but man, you got to stop worrying about the defense, bro. The defense is not that bad. Yeah, it looks worse than what it is. We have the 4th overall defense in the NFL right now. We're tied 2nd in the NFL with points per game at 11.5. We're 5th overall in 3rd down conversions.
Right. Well, I wasn't sure if Jalen was talking about our defense or he was talking about Dallas's defense.
Yeah, because our defense, we lost BG. I understand that, but you know what? Kerrigan can fill that role pretty well. He's just much of a motivator as what BG is. He's very energetic, and he's a veteran, and he eats against the NFC East, man. That's when he plays his best, and we play Dallas, so let him go, and I'd start Sweat and screw Barnett. He should never touch our field again, but I'm not worried about our defense because it might look bad, but statistically we're not bad. I get it. It's only the first 2 weeks, but they matter. We could be a lot worse than 4th. We could be a lot worse than tied 5th in 3rd down conversions, but we're not. So
I get it, but a lot of that, how much is that tied to Atlanta? See, that's the thing, too.
Yeah, but dude, you held an offense that scored 33 points the first week to only 17, and who is considered a playoff contender.
I know, but that's up against a team that's pretty much a doormat right now. We're getting a lot of these stats because of the Atlanta game. Now, after the Atlanta game, let me get the stats off of San Francisco.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's when we had our coming down to earth moment. Now,
yeah, but what I'm saying, we lost, but we didn't lose in a bad way. You only lost by 7 points, and you held Jimmy G to under 200 yards passing.
I think we lost.
You held Kittle to 17 fucking yards. How many teams can say you held Kittle to 17 fucking yards, man?
Yeah, but Kittle's not being used that much this year the way he was in the past. But my thing is, we got to hate, I don't know. I think it wasn't score-wise, it wasn't a horrible loss, but the way we looked on the field was. Because, again, how many mental errors?
That's why I said it was worse than what it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Worse than what it truly was, though. I mean, you held them to a lot of 3rd downs. The only reason that they converted that 1 3rd down is because Barnett's a dumbass.
I mean, I think we can all agree that we made more mistakes than they, made efforts to beat us. We beat ourselves, basically.
Yeah. Exactly. But all in all, though, they didn't play bad. Statistically, they held them up pretty well. They truly did.
On the defensive side of the ball, I definitely give you that because
I'm not worried about our defense, man. I'm not. I think we'll be fine.
Especially the first quarter. I mean, if we can kind of duplicate that going forward, we did something that no other defense has done since 2016, and that was hold San Francisco's offense without, a first down in the first quarter. So, that's to me, and that that goes before Kyle Shanahan. So that's dating back a little bit. So that, to me, that's something that the defense can definitely build on and hang their hat on. That was something that was very impressive. We were shutting them down
Yeah.
that first quarter. They weren't getting shit. It was 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. We were locked down, and that's the way it's got to be going forward. We can't let the awe of the Monday Night Football, the bright lights, the star, all the Jerry's world. We can't. The players got to kind of tone that out, get in their zone, and just play football.
Yeah.
Go in, play your game, and let them make the mistakes. That's what you need to do. Don't fall for the crap. Just go in, play your game, let them make the mistakes, and then you capitalize on that. That's all you need to do.
Win or lose this week, I want to see more pressure on the quarterback. I got to see more pressure on the quarterback. That's something that I'm not seeing enough of out of Jonathan Gannon yet. And I don't know. He's depending on his front four and his secondary to hold up, and it really hasn't been a recipe for success. I mean, especially in the second game. Obviously, we went up against a pretty vulnerable Atlanta Falcons team, but hey, our defense shut them down more than the Tampa Bay defense. And if we can go off that right now, then our defense is headed in the right direction. We just got to get some things going better in certain areas.
Well, for one thing, we need our safety back.
Facts, because that's
most important.
Yeah, he's a veteran leader that we need on the field, and he's kind of he's that final piece to the puzzle. He's going to be that link, that missing link to the chain right now.
Like Anthony Harris on his part, he's played pretty good. Like you see him on the tape, like he's a good player.
He can only do
that. Right? Yeah, he needs that guy on his side. And right now, Kayvon Wallace said, whoever else is filling in the role isn't up to par. And he needs that other guy. He needs his partner out there. And right now, we don't know when McLeod's coming in. And we thought he'd be ready by week 1. It hasn't happened yet.
Right, all I know, man, is, hey, the way I'm looking at this is let them get their kinks out now. Because you know what? Let's start out a little how we're doing here at the beginning, a little rough. We'll get our feet underneath us. And once we catch ground, dude, we'll take off because we see the potential in this team. It's sitting right there. So it just comes with repetition. They're still learning this offense, whether you want to believe it or not. They are.
Well, I think their thing is they're still trying to find their identity. That's their issue. They're still trying to find their identity.
Yep.
Yeah. Time will tell.
Mm-hmm. It definitely will. And I hope this offensive line comes out angry this week. Comes out firing off the ball with Landon Dickerson starting there in the right guard spot. Right. That's who we got starting there. Right. Correct, guys.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then so then I think he's gonna do pretty good going forward. From what I saw, it looked like he was opening up some run holes for the running backs when he did come in. Obviously we weren't able to really get any lengthy drives down the field, but that had a lot to do with the play calling and a lot to do with just the I don't know if it was just the over aggressiveness of Jalen Hurts trying to get the ball down the field too much. We gotta take what the defense gives us. There was a play along the sideline where he tried to hit Devontae and Devontae dropped it, but he had Dallas Goedert for the first down, and he was way more open than Devontae was, and it would have been a lot easier of a throw. You just got to take what the defense gives you, get the first down. If you need to throw the ball away, take the sack even, don't turn the ball over, and just get the ball down the field. Get us in scoring range. Let us get at least a field goal try. Let us get in the red zone. We got to make some things happen, definitely. And it looks like not that he's been in the game plan very much, but it looks like Boston Scott's dealing with a little bit of an illness, so he's I think he's questionable if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, him and Davion Taylor are both questionable. Davion's still got the calf, so we'll see about them. But are you guys confident right now in just the two-headed back? Basically, it looks like they're using in Sanders and Gainwell. AK, looks like you got a little bit of a big face right now.
Yeah, I know, right? You remember Robert De Niro? You made that De Niro face. You hear the grimacing? Yeah, right. Yeah.
Nah, I can't say I do. I mean, I still believe we should have a power back behind these guys. I would feel way more confident with that. But yeah, I like what we have. I just think we need a little more oomph, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think that oomph got to come from Miles Sanders. That's where all that has to come. Yeah, we do need a physical back. I understand that, but Miles needs to get a little bit more physical. Miles needs to, hit the holes a little harder. Miles needs to be more patient. Like, you know what I'm saying? Miles Sanders needs to step up his game because it's not Kenny Gainwell. Kenny Gainwell, when he's out there, he's doing his thing. Even though, yes, statistically, I think he's second in the league in rushing. But again, those numbers aren't really matching up with what we're seeing on tape and what we're looking at in front of our eyes. I think Sanders in the first game had about, 50, 40 yards. Second game, what are we at, 60? Even if that? So he's getting touches. He just hasn't been that productive. We need to see more out of Miles Sanders. A lot of our running back issues come from him. You know what I mean? I know he's trying, but again, it's not good enough right now. We need better from him.
Yeah, so just a quick update. Why I'm laughing is I'm watching the Lions Baltimore game. I don't know if y'all were watching any football at all.
What's going? I got the
but yeah,
Bills
Baltimore just got. Oh, okay. Yeah, I could watch that one too, but I just chose to watch Baltimore.
What'd you say? What happened?
But yeah, no lot. Well, they got down to the 20-yard line, and I guess they held them. So Tucker came out to kick a field goal. Dude, he yanked it right.
No.
Damn.
Oh, I got this. I got the Ravens
the
and
20.
Damn. Delivering the bad
You have Tucker
podcast. I don't think I have him in any of my. No,
Sorry.
I got Ravens and Tucker right now because they're going against the Lions, man. That was an easy setup.
Yeah.
God.
Yo, that was so easy. It was a chip shot, and he pulled an Elliott.
Hey, that just goes to show you, any given Sunday, even the best can fuck up. So,
yeah. Damn it, Finkel.
Laces out, Dan.
Yeah, man. I seen here Buffalo scored fast on the Redskins.
So I want to ask you guys, so we know that Ertz is going to play. He's back. Looks like, we're going to have our double tight ends. Obviously it's going to hurt I think it's going to hurt a little bit without Mulata, but hopefully Dillard's able to hold up at least somewhat. And maybe we can rotate some help there. Like you said, the Cowboys obviously have some injuries on both sides of their team. They're going to be still without Michael Gallup. Mari Cooper's got, a little bit of banged up ribs. So he's probably going to be, he's definitely not going to be 100%. And look for the Eagles to definitely give him some shots when they can, because they're definitely going to bring the wood on defense. But do you guys think that, given the new injury information, stuff like that, has your guys' score prediction for tomorrow night changed at all?
No.
No, you still think it's going to be the same? What's your score?
I had it at a low scoring game. I had it at 17-14 or 21-17. Right in around there. So I'm still going to stick with that. I mean, these injuries suck, but it still doesn't change a low scoring game. So, it just actually makes it more inevitable. So,
got you. So you're are you taking the Eagles, or you think Dallas is going to hold home court?
Of course, I'm taking Eagles. Would never go against us ever.
Well, we did like our I was just wondering if, because obviously we didn't have us going 17-0. So, when we did our stuff preseason and stuff like that. So I was just asking.
Yeah, no, I had us going 3-0 at the beginning here because of no one knowing our scheme and getting off to a hot start, but
yeah,
we're 1-1. So, I'm shooting for at least 2-1.
Right. Definitely. What do you think, Vic? Has your aspect, your score prediction changed for tomorrow night?
Yeah, I had the Eagles at 34, Cowboys at 28. With the injury news, especially on both sides, it's going to be. I think it's going to be an even harder fall game. It's going to be more lower scoring. Might be 21-17 in that area. 24 in that low 20s. Nothing too much. It's going to be a hard fought game, and it's something that the Eagles might have to gut out. But if they do, it's going to be for the better. I mean, like that's going to put morale on this team. It shows that they came in at 1-1. Their backs are against the wall a little bit, and they fought their way out. In the beginning of the season, I had them at 1-1 this time. I knew I had, sadly enough, as San Francisco down as a loss. So, I knew they were going to be in this position. It's just how do they get themselves out of it? That's going to be the story of the season. How do they rise above adversity? From our
Right.
coaching staff to our players, how do they rise above adversity?
No, and I'm looking back at my notes here. I'm trying to remember exactly what I predicted them. So I had them going 2-0 through the first 2 weeks, which I was obviously wrong. But I had them drop to Dallas this week. So I think it's going to be hard fought as well. It's usually tough to get a win in Jerry's world, and I just think with the injuries and everything like that on both sides, and given what I saw from the offense last week, I think it's going to be like 24-21 Dallas. They probably kick a last minute field goal, and and I hope to God I'm wrong. Definitely, I hope our Eagles go in and smack them in Jerry World, but just not super confident right now, and you know, trying to stick to my prediction too. Definitely.
Nah, I see it going the other way. But one thing I do see though is we're gonna have a receiver break out, and it's not the one we think. Keep an eye out for Quez Watkins. That man has been tame these past 2 weeks. You see it. They're going to let him loose. That's what's going to happen. They're going to let Quez Watkins loose. He's going to be the X factor for us.
I was surprised that guy caught him on the sideline there. I thought when Quez caught that, I didn't think there was going to be anything keeping him out of the end zone. But man, that was a really really tough one to swallow. To have a 91-yard reception and not get any points out of that. Definitely, that was the absolute wrong time to go for it on fourth down.
Yeah.
Absolute, completely wrong time.
And it all goes, the inexperience to the coach. Sometimes it's
Absolutely.
cool to take a gamble, but you got to understand there's a risk with that gamble. And sometimes you shouldn't be risking so many times. Sometimes you just got to take the short point and keep it pushing. Live to fight on another play.
Yeah, yeah, agreed. But the uh, the Cowboys are. Do you know what how much they're favored by right now? You know the spread.
No, I didn't even check out the spread. I'm not a gambler. I don't
Yeah,
check out the spreads and stuff like
yeah.
that.
I'm
Yeah.
not a sports gambler either. Definitely, if I do any kind of gambling, it's usually poker. Definitely, but haven't been doing a lot of that recently. But definitely that's my gamble of choice if I'm gonna do any. I hate
All
slot
I
machines.
know, all I know is how to play blackjack and spades. That's my extent. That's my extent in playing.
Yeah, got you. Yeah, I'll definitely we could have maybe we could do like a poker tutorial live stream sometime. I could definitely teach you about that.
Man, I remember when that poker thing blew up. I used to wonder, like, how the hell people know how to play poker just watching people play on TV? And I'm like, you had to have sat there and watched a dumb amount of hours just to learn.
Yeah, well, I mean, once you get the overall gist of the game, then it's all about building from there because there's so much more to it than that. So for me, I'm watching. If I'm at a full table, I'm literally watching everybody as they act because there's so many tells that people give away when they don't even know it. It's not even funny. So people give away a lot of information without even showing me their cards. So it's pretty cool when you can get to that level and you can start reading people because you know, it makes the game that much more fun and intense because it's you can start raising the stakes definitely.
Yeah, it sounds like it's very involved. It's kind of like a metaphor in life. Also, the more you read people, the better you are.
Absolutely, absolutely, my dude. Very, very, very much so. But yeah, so the Eagles are gonna, you know, they're gonna be looking to get the wide receivers more and more involved, and it's just really, I think they're gonna go away from Diggs a lot. So whoever he's guarding is probably, you know, not gonna have as many targets, but you know, if it's Devontae, I think Devontae's still gonna be able to get open against Diggs, don't you guys?
For sure.
Yeah, you got to trust your guys. You know what I mean? You can't look at any player and be like, oh, I think he's going to lock him down. So let's use Devontae the deep. But nah, you got to trust your guys. You got to believe in them and know that, you know, like I said, they know the plays, they know the responsibility, they know what they should do, and they know where they should be. So you got to trust them. The coaches have to trust in their system, their formation, their schemes. It's got to play the game.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Let's see, I'm gonna check something real quick.
Yeah, Redskins are horrible. They are horrible.
What's the score in that game right now?
It's still 7-0, but the Bills are just running them down.
Yeah,
It's wild.
I mean, yeah,
And the
they
thing is, their key was their defense, and their defense. It looks like they don't even know what to do out there. There's so much miscommunication. They're holding. Like
wow.
I don't know. I don't know what Jack Del Rio's been doing this past season.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a concern for them going forward because that's like you said, that was supposed to be their strong suit. So now
Yeah, it looks like
are the Giants playing right now? They
No,
don't.
even know
They don't play until later
they're 4 o'clock.
I think.
because they have Atlanta at home this week. So that'll be interesting to see how they fare against Atlanta. That'll be kind of a I think that's a pretty good, you know, pretty good measuring stick. They should be able to, if they're as good as they think they are, if they're as good as they say they are, they should be able to beat Atlanta pretty handily like we did. You know?
Saints up on the Patriots right now.
Really?
7-0.
I think I had the Patriots in one of my leagues, but
Who scored
I
that?
thought
Brady or Higgins?
Who?
Who
I was
scored?
number 11. Whoever number 11 is, their wide
No, it
receiver.
was 83.
Was
Scored.
it 83? I swore it was number 11 when I saw it in the replay.
No, for Cincinnati, it was 83. Who's 83?
Oh, no. I was talking about the Saints game. The Saints game.
I think that's Tyler.
Oh.
I think that's Boyd.
Then that's who scored the touchdown for the Cincinnati Bengals.
I think it's
He
Tyler.
should have a big game because, what is it? Higgins is out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I had to bench him. I forgot about that.
I did too. I put my trust in the Detroit Lion wide receiver. So it's very risky today.
That was ballsy.
It was, but I thought that the Ravens would handle the Lions and Justin Tucker would be automatic again, but I was wrong there.
Right. Well, how do you guys expect the Eagles to handle the Derek Barnett thing? Do you think his, because with BG going out, you know, that obviously limits our depth. You know, obviously that takes off our starter. Kerrigan, like you said earlier, he's going to fill in nicely, I think. But I mean, is Barnett still going to get playing time? Do you guys think?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. He's gonna get a good amount of playing time. And hey, if anything, he should take this as a warning because he's on notice this whole season. They're gonna be watching him. Now you're in a position of a starter, what you want because your contract's up. You want to be a starter. You know, begrudgingly you got the role now because BG's gone. You're the guy that we're looking at because you're next in line. If you can't handle it, you're not going to be here next year. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I mean, it's really frustrating. And I heard a crazy stat the other day that he actually has more personal fouls than sacks.
Yep.
That was from you?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Like
absolutely.
Yeah, he has 6 sacks, but he has 9 personal fouls.
so he's cost his team more than he's helped it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you add up those
Yeah,
personal foul penalty, you add up the yardage. Hell yeah, he's in the negative right now. He's
that's what
definitely
I'm saying. He's on notice, basically. He's on notice. This is it. And the Eagles have to look at him this way. They have to be stern with him. I mean, because what is he bringing to the table? Youth. It's fleeting. Each year it goes by. So what are you really, other than youth? What are you bringing? We've seen the talent. It hasn't produced much.
Yeah.
So what else are we keeping him around for?
I would have to believe if someone were to even offer us a 6th or a 7th round for him right now, I think the Eagles would take it in a heartbeat. I really
But
do.
right now, the Eagles aren't even in the position to move him because they need him.
Right. Unless, yeah,
Who?
Derek Barnett.
Well, dude, I've always said, I mean, you could also possibly try to move him and Ertz or somebody else for Chandler Jones.
Yeah, I said that how many times? Yeah, but again, it's how we making that move. It's how we think that's something that we should do. It all depends on him because if it's so obvious to us, it should be obvious to him, especially after week 1. Like Taylor Lewan looked like Andre Dillard out there. He looked horrible. Like I've never seen him in a game have I think more than 2 sacks, and he had 5 in one game.
Yeah.
It's
Back to the
insane.
bench he went, I think.
Yeah, and that Tennessee offensive line should definitely be ashamed of themselves for that performance. That was absolutely terrible. I understand it was week 1 and they may not have played a lot together in the preseason and things like that, but good Lord. I mean,
Right.
make an adjustment. Do not let that guy get after the 2nd or 3rd sack. I mean, are we going to make an adjustment and start double teaming that guy and not let him really go off? I mean, geez. I mean, 2 or 3 sacks by one player in its own is a great game. So just zero adjustment to shut down a player. That was horrible.
Yeah, and I don't want to trash, a coach or a team or whatever, but that's all Mike Rabel's fault. First of all, he shouldn't be so trusting into Taylor Lewan to have him come back after that serious injury. And secondly, after the loss of Arthur Smith, he shouldn't have been so trusting just to hire within. That's something coaches need to understand. Your job's always on the line. You think it's sweet because you've been here for a while, but your job's still on the line. Keep on hiring within, and you're not going to have anything left. It would have been smarter for him to go outside and find a good offensive coordinator because you set yourself up for a Super Bowl caliber team. You have Julio Jones now. You have A.J. Brown. You have King Henry. What are you doing? Stop resting on your laurels. Go all out or don't fucking try at all.
Yeah, I agree definitely. It's
Sorry, Titans fans.
Yeah, sorry, Titan Sam. He's the only one I think that.
I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying how it is.
No, definitely, definitely, and I think most of them would definitely agree because that was frustrating and then I'm sure they were expecting a much different result, in that game against Arizona week 1, but yeah, they got their asses handed to them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, once again, Detroit stopped Baltimore's offense.
At least is the running back doing something? Is Williams getting it going?
It's been Lamar, honestly, dude.
I'm tired. I'm so tired of watching Ravens games, and the whole game while they're losing, they're bigging up Lamar. Like the kid is running to win the game. He doesn't pass the ball. He doesn't do anything with his arm. Like you gotta call him out on it. Stop blowing his head up.
Who did Detroit play last week? I know they played the 49ers week 1. They're 0-2, right? Are they 0-2?
They're 0-2.
But they're for that first year coach. I mean, a lot of people weren't giving him any credit. They've looked pretty good, for being 0-2. They're probably one of the better looking 0-2 teams. Definitely, their offense has looked pretty good. Goff's looked pretty good with the at times, not looked great, but for being a team that no one was really expecting anything from. I mean, obviously, I get it. They're still 0-2. They're probably going to lose to Baltimore too, because Baltimore's just that much better. But I've been quietly impressed by that head coach in Detroit. I can't even remember his name right now.
Motor City Dan Campbell.
Dan
Come
Campbell,
on.
yeah, right, biting people's
kneecap.
AKA MCDC. Oh, he's the man. I love him. I love the fire he brings. And you know what? That team, honestly, is an offensive line away of being a decent team. That's all it is. I mean, like the players seem like they like him. They like the message he comes across with. You see, like the passion he has for the game. That's contagious as all hell. They're
Right.
playing well against good teams. They're like he said, they're trying to take out kneecaps. They came to play. When you play the Detroit Lions, it's not going to be an easy game. You're going to win it, but it's not going to be an easy game.
Right.
They picked the right guy. I'm happy for Detroit. It's just hopefully they can just do a little better on the drafting.
Oh, so is Lamar playing? Because it looked like he's battling an illness.
No, he's playing.
Yeah, because they said he was going to play.
Yeah.
I seen he was
a couple minutes before the game started. What is it, Matthew Berry, whatever? How they released that injury report?
Yeah.
They said Wentz is going to play too.
Yeah, I seen that.
Frail body, strong heart.
I guarantee you, he won't make it through the whole game.
Nah, I think he's just doing it for the look. Again, he's tired of people calling him soft.
Yep, and he's trying to save his job. He's trying to stay in the NFL.
Did you hear what Jim Irsay saying?
He's walking on thin ice right now.
You heard what Jim Irsay saying?
What?
Oh, Jim Irsay's pissed. He's pissed. A, for the fact that he's not vaccinated, and B, that he got a quarterback that's constantly injured now. It was a buyer beware deal, and you didn't fucking look out. Sorry for you. But yeah, he's already come out publicly and said, he's already upset.
Who looks like the genius in that fucking deal?
Hey, right. And it's only going to fuck up Frank Reich. I mean, it's only going to get him his pink slip.
Yeah.
Well, it'll definitely get the leash cut a lot shorter. That's for sure.
Because when you see that Colts team, that squad itself is in position to go far. All they needed was a quarterback, and this time, they trusted in their coach. Last year, they trusted in him to get Phillip Rivers. Didn't work out. This year, he went and got Carson. Well, listen, they didn't even start out week 1 working out. In training camp, it didn't work out.
You sprained both fucking ankles in one play. Come on.
You got to give it to Carson. He was dealing with an injury since high school. He had a broken bone.
I don't give him shit anymore.
He's played through an injury for the past, 4 seasons now? The excuses they bring up for players is freaking hilarious, man.
Yeah, that's one of those things you never hear of. Like, you don't. And this dude goes out and sprains both his ankles in one fucking play. It's like, it's not bad enough you sprained one, but you go out and you sprain 2.
Listen, I ain't trying to speak ill of the dead, but Michael Jackson can get down pretty low on those ankles. He gave you that smooth criminal when he came down and popped it back up. Listen, you got it. Whatever regimen Mike was doing, Carson, you need to get on it.
Carson Wentz may be a lot of things, but he's definitely not a smooth criminal. That's for sure.
No. He needs to stick to hunting. That's his thing. Stick to hunting.
Yeah. Stick to hunting and that Bible work. I guess just doing it. He needs to keep doing his foundation stuff and doing positive things for people who definitely need it.
Keep it up.
I'd rather have him
hunting in a tree stand in a wheelchair.
That's where I want him, making the woods safe for people like me.
I seen your comment on that elk making that noise. You hear that elk?
Did you see that thing? How big it was? Listen.
Hey, I was in Colorado in the Rocky, in the Rocky National Forest, and I seen the big ones like that just chilling on the side of the road, just hanging out. Big old elk, man. We seen a big moose out in the pasture, just chilling out in the mossy swamp out in there, out in the big old meadow. It's pretty cool, man. I saw some really cool stuff in Colorado.
Well, bro, I know he's behind an enclosure of some kind where you can't get at me, then we're good. Until then, nah, I'm not trying to see that in the wild.
If it ever happens, my guy,
only for
2 hours from me. Just come to my place because I'm gonna have to hunt and fish for you because I know you are not a wilderness guy. And
Do you remember the Blair Witch Project? How that girl's in the wood, just sniveling boogies and all? That's gonna be me. Hey, Kate, help me. I can't listen. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not a wilderness man. I'm not for that.
I'm gonna have to try to find that clip for you.
I'll be like, come on, Nick, it's just a fish.
You heard that thing, whatever called the devil with that loud ass screech? Nah.
The elk
I'd
was
be the only kid in the world. If Santa Claus came to my house, go back. Take all them beastly animals with you. Go back. I don't want it.
Yeah, you probably got that scream like Jonah Hill and Accepted, don't you?
Yeah, man, I'm not messing with none of that stuff. Yes.
So yeah, guilty as charged.
Yes. Don't do good in the woods, people. Hey, but let me ask you a question. We talked about Landon Collins before. Are you really confident in that he can handle it being his first time out? Being in Dallas is a big game. I mean, like, talk about throwing him to the fire. It's blazing right now.
You're talking about Andre Dillard.
No. I'm talking about Collins, Landon Collins. Andre Dillard, I already know he's not going to be able to handle it. Collins is the one, the X factor for me, because we've seen him in run plays. He's great. He throws guys around left and right. Pass protection is a different story. He doesn't know his responsibilities. He gets a little nervous. He gets thrown back. There was a play where he was in the backfield with Jalen Hurts. Like, I don't know if he was trying to catch up with him. Hey, buddy, what we're doing? But there's a game going on. You need to be in the front. You need to block that guy. That's the thing I'm worried about.
What are you talking about? Landon Collins is on the Dallas Cowboys.
No, I mean, not Landon Collins. Dickerson.
I saw foot on his face. He was like,
I know.
I'm lost too. I was like, what? What am I missing here? No, I know.
The Landon's all in my head.
Yeah. You gotta land on
Landon Dickerson. Yes, gotcha.
I should tell you, none of that in my head.
I'm not. I mean, I think he's ready to go. I've been watching some of his practice clips and things like that. Looks like he's firing off the ball. Him and Kelsey, they look like they're gelling. So yeah, I think it's hit the ground running for me. I wasn't trying to redshirt him, and if if his health is thumbs up, well, double thumbs up, which we need you guys to do on the the live stream on all three of our channels. Make sure you do that because we are triple live right now. Definitely, I forgot to mention that earlier, and I apologize, guys. But yeah,
it's a menagerie of lives.
Right, Menage Alive. There you go.
Oh,
that's
there we go. The Menage Alive.
Menage Alive.
Put pause on all of that, though, people.
Right. But no, I'm confident in him. I think he's going to be. I think it's great for him because I said it about him possibly filling in at left guard. To me, there's no better spot for him to learn from the best center that probably has ever played for the Philadelphia Eagles in Jason Kelsey than right next to him. There is no better place because they're going to be in the trenches together. They're going to grow that bond, and they're going to be able to dice up film together. I mean, they're just going to be able to. He's going to really, really be able to get inside the brain of Jason Kelsey. And, oh boy, is he going to have fun in there.
It's like an apprenticeship. You know what I mean? Like he's literally training on the job.
Absolutely.
What do you think, AK?
So I'm down with. I'm absolutely down with Landon Dickerson going forward. Yeah, I think he's going to be good.
Yeah, no, Dickerson is going to be just fine. It took me a minute to even figure out who was in there at the beginning when he first stepped in because he actually was playing pretty well. Now, I do expect him to be a lot better this week. He's had a full week of preparation. He's been able to prepare mentally and physically for it. So, I think he'll be just fine, man. They all say he's a beast. They all say, he's a tank and he can move people, and I'm excited to see it,
Yeah. And to answer BLSG's question, from what I've heard, I think it's going to be Ryan Kerrigan. I think he's going to be starting at the opposite spot, and him and Josh Sweat are going to be the starting defensive ends tomorrow. From what I've been hearing, have you guys heard anything different?
That's what everyone keeps on mentioning Kerrigan. I haven't heard anything for certain, but everyone keeps on mentioning Kerrigan because I think what was it earlier in the week they even asked Sirianni with Sweat signing a new contract, would he see more playing time? I don't know, but it sounds like they're comfortable him being that 40% specialist. You know what I mean? Like they feel as though that's how the best way to use him. He's been most productive that way. I think with the circumstances now, you got to use him a little bit more. But at the moment, I really don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be. I think you're going to see. Obviously, going to see a rotation of guys, but to start the game, I think it's going to be Kerrigan. He's got the veteran experience. I think his health is is good. He's good to go. His thumb is all healed, and he knows this. Besides on top of the veteran experience and leadership that he brings to the table, he knows this division and he knows the Cowboys very very well. So yeah,
He's a
expect him to
Cowboy
get
killer.
playing time.
Well, and I mean, in all honesty, man, I would like to see Sweat and Barnett stay where they're at on that side. And I would like to see Kerrigan start with, I'd actually like to see Williams thrown out there as his rotational piece because he can play outside as well.
Yes.
And then add in a little bit of Johnson. Let the rookie get in. I'd go between those three, just rotate them in and out.
Yeah, I mean, and we still have
Avery.
Teron Jackson on the active roster, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a defensive end. Get some reps. Like you said, Jannard Avery. He's a linebacker right now, but he's obviously.
And I said Johnson, didn't I? I did say Johnson. I meant Jackson.
I mean, hell, Patrick Johnson even he played defensive end in college, so he can probably fill in if need be. If we get thin at defensive end even more, you never know. But we definitely have some pieces on the defense that can fill in. Like you said, I want to, and I agree with you, AK. I want to see Milton Williams get some reps on the outside. I think he can do some damage.
Yeah, because we see Hargraves is doing great. Cox is doing what he does, and they're using Ridgeway, which I didn't think they'd ever use because they cut him and then brought him back. So I didn't think he'd be a big part of it, but obviously he is. So just let those three rotate in the middle, and just throw Williams on the outside and bring him inside. You can do both with them. I don't see why that's a bad thing.
No, I don't think so either. Not at all. We just got to alleviate. Obviously, we've been talking about it. There's a hole on the defense, and it's the spot where Rodney McLeod is missing. Yeah. So we got to alleviate that. We got to take some pressure off of that secondary. We got to get pressure on Dak. Got to get him out of the pocket, bring him down, fluster him, knock him to the ground, even if, just get quarterback hurries even. I don't care. We got to get in his face. We cannot let him sit back there because our secondary is going to get exposed big time tomorrow night if that's the case.
My thing is if Kerrigan's playing, I want that agitated Kerrigan. I want that guy that's getting in everyone's face, that's being chippy on every play, that's hitting you after the play. I want that asshole Kerrigan that was in Washington, right. That Kerrigan who hit Nick Foles, who almost laid him out. I want that Kerrigan playing. I want that because you know what? I want them to get frustrated.
Yeah, almost.
I want them getting frustrated. I want them seething at the mouth. I want Kerrigan out there just being an ass.
Yeah.
That way we can handle our business.
Well, I think you will get that because, one, he does realize he's only 5 sacks away from reaching 100, which is, probably a goal of his to do.
Yeah.
And 2, with BG going down, this is his time to shine. This is his time to fill where he was brought on to fill, He was supposed to be his backup. Now he's the starter. That's the way I see it, at least, and who fills in behind him is so forth. But, he's got a lot to prove because a lot of people counted him out after they got Young and they got Sweat, but he got let go of because, dude, they're 2 phenomenal athletes. Of course, he's older. Of course, he lost his seat at the table, so to speak, Yeah. But that didn't mean he was done playing. That doesn't mean he didn't have more to prove, So this is his time to show that now. So it's just a good opportunity for him as well.
Oh, it looks like you're winning right now in against BLSG.
Who, me?
No, he said Eagles Uncensored. AK, he's beating
I
up. He's
told
beating
you,
up on SG right now.
the belt's coming home to me. I'll be 3-0 after this week.
So who do you guys think that the Eagles have to focus in on and shutting down to slow down the offense for the Cowboys?
It's a three-headed monster. It's Pollard, Elliott, and Dak. Got to create pressure to Dak. Got to stop the run. Once you do that, they're stuck. They have nothing left to give.
No, I'm going to go a little different here. I think it's going to be CD and Pollard. I don't think that Zeke's going to be a threat because if you look at our defense, we're pretty solid in the middle. Yes, I do know he can get to the outside, but I believe they're going to use Pollard as more of their scat back this weekend because one thing the 49er game showed us is we are weak on the outside runs, on sweeps and stuff. Hopefully they adjust that and fix it, but that's what at least it showed. So I believe they're going to try and use that against us because that was our weak spot last week. And Pollard is way more capable of pulling that off than Elliott. He's more of the power north and south runner. So I think Pollard's going to be a bigger asset to them this week than Elliott. But that's just my opinion.
No, I think so too. And I think it's going to be. I think our corners are going to be able to slow down Cooper and Lamb, and I think it's going to be up to us limiting the run, like you guys said, especially not letting Pollard get on the outside. And really, I think it's going to come down to us limiting their tight ends and exposing the middle of the field. Because if we can do that on top of what I already said, then we're going to be in good shape because they have a two-headed monster kind of like we do at tight end right now, in Schultz and Jarwin. So, they've been really splitting reps pretty evenly, and look for Dak to kind of use that security blanket, especially if we bring some pressure on him. He's going to be looking to get that ball out of his hands pretty quickly.
Yeah, but we held Kittle to 17 yards, man. So I don't see their tight ends being that big of an issue for us because if you can hold a guy like that to 17, you should be able to hold Schwartz and Jarwin.
Right. No, I know. I definitely agree. I see what you're saying. Definitely. It's just that I think that's going to be his go-to because I think we're going to be limiting the receivers on the outside. So I think, he's going to take what he can get, basically what we give to him.
Hopefully Wilson can step up and pick up the slack there. It'll probably be Wilson on Jarwin and Shores.
Yeah. And again, we're going to have to rely a lot on Steve Nelson and Darius Slay. They're going to have to come through again. They played great the first two games. We're going to need another, great performance, especially Steven Nelson, because he'll be locked up with CeeDee Lamb. One thing about Lamb, my guy drops a lot of balls. So as long as he's on him, I don't see that being much of a problem for him.
Well, I think the guy you're going to want to watch on our defense, though, is going to be Avonte Maddox because Dak loves his slot wide receiver. So whoever's playing in the slot is more than likely going to get it most of the time. And I feel Maddox is going to be on the slot guy all games. So, it really all depends on how Maddox plays is how well we do. I'm not too worried about Nelson and Slay.
Got you. Yeah, I mean, I'm nervous and excited for tomorrow night. Definitely, I'm going to be definitely. I don't know about you guys, but I'm planning on live streaming the game, so definitely going to be having some fun doing that. Be paying off a bet to my boy that I had on my channel right before we lost to the Niners, and I'll be wearing some sort of Niner gear for the first half of the game, just to pay off the bet. But yeah, they.
Did you already choose like what you had to wear or something or no?
I think it's just like I think it's like a T-shirt, something like that.
Pin. Just a small pin, a little dot, a little
Definitely be.
back of a pin.
I'll have an Eagles hat on or something like that though, just to make sure that still representing the true squad. But yeah, that's gonna be tough. But not as bad as like having to wear like god awful cowboy blue or anything like that. My skin would probably melt. They'd probably have to. Peel it off of my body.
Hey, side note, I don't know if any of you's been watching the Steelers game. Najee Harris is finding himself as a running back. He is taking down the Bengals.
Oh my God. Wow. So Detroit got stopped. They sacked. Baltimore sacked Goff. It was 4th and 19. And the Detroit Lions punted it away, and they went up and cracked the shit out of their returner, and he fumbled it, and Detroit got it back on like the 15.
So, anyone listening, the Ravens are on the block. It sucks, man.
Who can't hold on to the ball is that damn running back for the freaking Kansas City Chiefs.
And the
Giants were hilarious.
Hey, the Giants were up on Atlanta 6-0.
You guys got fumbleitis, man.
Do you know if Saquon has been playing well? Because I did start him. I took a gamble.
Yeah, I have him started on mine. He had 20 yards last time I checked.
Decent.
No, he should be over 100 already. That's bullshit.
Oh.
They're playing Atlanta. Come on, man.
That's why I started him. I was like, hey, he had that one run last week at the end of the game, looked like he still had it. So I was like, might as well just start him. I wasn't going to start Zeke.
Oh, they got a flag on Detroit, so they got to re-kick it. That's
Come on, Tucker.
Oh, no, I said Detroit punted.
Oh, Detroit punted.
Yeah, and then Baltimore fumbled the punt. But they got a flag on Detroit, so.
They took it back?
Yeah.
2 points back to me.
For now.
For now. Yeah, but can you imagine like how I thought at least for the Ravens, they were going to basically do the same thing they did last year, play through their running game and their tight ends. I don't know why they thought by getting Sammy Watkins, it was just like open up the pass game to your wide receivers. Listen, Lamar Jackson's limited. You got to understand it. Let him do what he does best. Let him run the ball. Let them run the ball and work with his tight ends. Stop trying to be creative with him. He can't.
Yeah,
He's very limited as a quarterback.
Yeah. Hey, we've been on for a little over an hour now. I don't have anything else that I was gonna go over with you guys. Anything else on the docket for today? But did you guys have anything else you wanted to go over? Because I know we're gonna have a little bit of a post podcast meeting, so to speak. But
I'm ready.
I gotta get ready to. I also gotta get ready to go pretty soon because my mom's turning 70 this coming Thursday. So shout out to Mama Foothills. Definitely. We're exactly Mazel Tov. Absolutely. Big congratulations to her. We're having a celebration at my brother's house, and it's about 45 minutes from here. So it's a little bit of a drive. Definitely, it's like on the other outskirts of Sacramento, like going towards Stockton and Modesto. So definitely, it's a nice area over there, but definitely got a little bit of a drive ahead of me. But yeah, so you guys want to just let them know where they can find you at? Any closing comments or anything like that? Get it done.
Yeah, you can find me over at the Eagles Uncensored podcast. I am AK Eagles. I am the host. I may fuss and cuss, but you can count on me and my content like the fucking city bus. Hey, and if you like the Wagyu, subscribe to. What it is.
Hey, man, first of all, let me say Congratulations and happy birthday, Mama Foothills. May you have many more coming to you. Good health, happiness may come to you in 10,000 fold. You know what I mean? You raised a good man here. And you know who it is, man. It's Victory. You see me in the chats. You see me on Twitter. Now you see me on my channel. And of course, you always can find me here on the East Meets West. Usually Saturday nights at 9 p.m. But, things are right. We got kids. We got things. We got lives, people. We got to switch things up every while. We got to catch your attention. I mean, we're not playing. What else would you do at 1 o'clock when the Eagles aren't playing? Thank you for coming through, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. And please go subscribe to these gentlemen, man. They work hard. They're out here giving you content. You know what I mean? They're taking away time from the problems you have in your life. That's why we all watch this stuff, just to forget the dumb shit that we go throughout our days. So please subscribe to these gentlemen, man. And again, thank y'all for coming through. And Mama Foothills, happy birthday.
Appreciate that, Vic. Definitely. And yes, like I mentioned earlier, we are live on all 3 of our channels right now. So make sure that you hit that thumbs up on all 3 channels before you leave, because like I always say, you guys are the food and the water to the channel. Without you, it does not continue to survive. And if you are feeling the vibe, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to keep our dreams alive. Absolutely. Until next time, Phil Billies, Fuego Nation, from my guys here, Vic 3 and AK Eagles of Eagles Uncensored. We fly until we die. Stay mean, stay green. Thanks for viewing me on your screen. But most importantly, keep it fuego. Peace.